hearings of Amy Comey Barrett. A long day. Democrats kept trying to drive across the point that the nomination and the confirmation right now, as voting is going on, is wrong. Of course, I was embarrassed by Josh Hawley, the senator I called the other day and told him that they needed to let the people decide. That's one thing you can count on from the Republicans in the state of Missouri in our Congress. They don't listen. They don't care about the people of Missouri. They only care about retaining power. And I just said hello to Sherry. All right, we got three people in the room. Hello, Carrie, my brother from Louisiana. All right, glad to see you, Carrie. Uh, we'll see what we can get into here. Bang in the session with the dumbass from the White House. He's out in Pennsylvania telling lies, of course. He couldn't tell the truth if he wanted to. All right. I'm going to start out with a story that I was seeing last night. Fauci was taken out of context and was talking about the task force and the public health officials, not Donald Trump. Does Donald Trump care? Shit, no. He's going to use it anyway. He doesn't care what Fauci says. Hello, John S. Glad to have you, brother. Um, and I saw where Amy Coney Barrett was yesterday was making an opening station and statement in the confirmation hearing, and it sounded more like she's Miss Goody Two Shoes. Oh, you can't find anything wrong with her. Then I picked up a story on Trump brags about the economy and, at a rally in Florida. And like I said, he's in Pennsylvania tonight with few masks, no social distancing. And last night he said he would walk into the crowd and kiss the beautiful girls and guys. A big kiss because he's immune. He doesn't know that. Trump bragging about the stock market numbers, which are falling, 401ks, and they need to keep in mind how many of you Republican voters in Missouri and other red states own stock. Only 14% of the people in this country own stock. That is not a marker or indicator of an economy. Talk to any, well, let's just say Paul Klugman. That is not an indicator of a good economy. Uh, Don interviewed Trump's, or he didn't interview Trump supporters, but he interviewed someone that works for Trevor Noah that interviewed Trump supporters at the rally. Uh, and it was noted too, most of which this man said most had masks in their pockets. They are waiting for Trump to tell them to wear them. Their basic problem, they convince themselves to believe what he says over science and over truth. When asked if everyone was wearing masks, would that be sheeple? The man he was interviewing said, yes, they would be. If they don't wear masks, are they sheeple? No, was what he said. They aren't. Oh, I've said it before. I'll say it again. They are contraries. They are contrary. I'm surprised if any of them own horses, they don't ride it facing the tail end of the horse. Not a bright bunch of pennies for sure. Trump also said last night that Mexico was paying for the wall. That is a lie. We all know it. They aren't, and promised it would be finished in a few months. In fact, he claimed they are building 10 miles a day. The bulk of the replacement wall already paid for by taxpayers, and the rest of the money from other programs he stole it from. Many supporters would put on a mask if Trump told them to do so. They interviewed people saying that. Um, what this is all about is wearing a mask. Take care of each other. Hunker down for winter because it's going to get worse with the flu season coming. Get the flu vaccine. Next year, with a vaccine, we can return to some normalcy. This won't be easy. We are tired, but everyone has to pull together for a better future. Republicans are, this is almost comical, but this is actually happening, and you all know about it, I know. Republicans are setting up fake collection boxes for ballots, which are illegal, and they won't remove them. They're going to have to carry them to court and remove the boxes. They don't care that they're committing a felony all over California. In at least 3 counties, they've already done so. What are you looking for, Chug? In that bottom drawer. All right, you found them. Uh, Number one, I wanted to say the Republican Party in California in 3 counties, they are in violation of state law. Number two, I use my voice 6 days a week. And November 3rd, I'll use my most powerful voice, and that is my vote. And that's what we all have. We have a voice in that, a permanent voice in that. Let's see. Oh, and I found this interesting. And it was the first story on Rachel last night. Senators Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley. Chuck Grassley is 87 years old. Refused to be tested for coronavirus before the hearings on Amy Coney Barrett. Is that out of fear? They might test positive. They both met with an infected senator, and I believe that was Mike Lee. And I don't recall at this moment the other senator, but Mike Lee was out there running his mouth like he was a well man, which makes you think sometimes maybe some of this has been faked so that you shouldn't fear it because nobody's being harmed by it. Of course, it also ought to be noted that senators have excellent health care plan, which we don't get any of that. And it's going to get better as I go through on down through tonight's stories. Uh, okay. And that's also a good reason Amy Klobuchar gave a good case why Democrats, Republicans, and independents to vote Trump out. Trump claims the virus is disappearing. Cases are increasing in North Dakota after the 4th of July. Interesting. Active COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations continue to rise. The rise started after the 4th of July. Capital of Bismarck is down to two patient beds and one ICU bed, less than 30 ICU beds available all the way across North Dakota. All right. This, I believe, was brought up today in the hearing. Facility for Life ad in 2013. Amy Coney Barrett signed on as the first one. And this is when she was a law professor at Notre Dame. Uh, she didn't reveal that until last Friday before the confirmation hearing started. Also in 2006, her name appeared in another ad calling Roe v. Wade barbaric. Another uh, fact about Amy Coney Barrett is she and her family belong to Handmaids. And that's I was just telling Grace a while ago. Um, the name of the organization is People for Praise. People for Praise, which is based on the Old Testament, uh, that she and her family belong to Handmaids, a right religious organization, and it sounds like a cult based on the Old Testament that says women must be subservient to their brothers and their husband. And my source for that was Frank Schaefer. My dad used to watch Francis Schaefer's show, which Frank was growing up in that church. And that was the start of the right wing churches. Also, I believe the program that he had, Francis Schaefer had, the Tower of Power. My dad used to watch it, and he was a Republican in most uh, elections. In fact, he voted for Richard Nixon in 1960. Uh, and Amy Klobuchar was a guest on Rachel. She said 74% of Americans want the Senate to work on COVID relief instead of confirming the Trump nominee. Amy calls on Americans to call 202-224-3121 and tell them the vote should be heard first, and the COVID relief for American people uh, should come before a nomination during an election. I mean, a confirmation during an election. Thought I had more than that. I don't have that much more. How'd that get there? Okay. This is just a reiteration of Fauci taken out of context. We're talking about task force. I think I already read this. So I read it out of order, but I did get it done. Uh, I hated to get this done this late in the day, but things come up. We did have a good time celebrating my two brother-in-law's birthday today over at my mother-in-law's, and we're already making plans for Thanksgiving, in which it will just be those that were there today will be at Thanksgiving dinner at her place. We're not going to have any kind of large gathering, and part of that is because uh, next month is also the would have been uh, the let's see, I believe the 59th birthday of my sister-in-law that passed away recently, and they're kind of not ready for it. And plus, with COVID-19 out there, we don't need people from outside the family, like Chris's in-laws, being there. And so we have already decided we will have a small Thanksgiving and stay away from outsiders from outside the family. That is not immediate family, so it's out. But we are riding with Biden. My mother-in-law told me today that she would like to had a Biden banner like that, and she's got a perfect place. She's on a dirt road, and they've got a deck out front that it could be hung from. Don't know how long it would stay up there. The only thing we've seen out that ways is Trump 2020. Ah, shit. Uh, I did get a late start, but I always get out here. I tell people I will be here. I'm still having to stay off the table. Uh, I, I do have sponges today. That makes it a little steadier. But I was in a rush. We had just gotten back from the store about 42 minutes before I came to air. So uh, I hope I have kept you informed. You always keep me informed. And I promise you there will be a better Wednesday show. We went down from 190 subscribers to 189. I'm not for everybody. I understand that. I understand that a lot of people may be getting frustrated that they can't get in the blue room for the chat during the live show. I have no idea why that's the case. I know, just like John does, we don't cause this to happen, so we don't know what's going on with that. Uh, I am currently back on. I'm back on Classic. I'm used to that. They keep letting me back on it, but only because I'm an administrator of many, many groups, mostly music groups, and I'm able to switch back, and I do so. They are, I admit, from what I'm seeing of the new version, they are improving it. So I'm hoping that they get it improved to a point that I don't have to switch over because I have more confidence with this than with that new version. It's just so different that it's going to take getting used to. All right. Another thing before I leave you, and many of you may or may not know about this, we couldn't find out anything on the landlord of the house because the manager quit. Finally got a call, not from the owner, but a representative of the owner gave me the address where we can send the rent. I do have the man's phone number now, so we got that taken care of, but that took 2 days this week. All right, that's about all I got, folks. I want you to have a good, relaxing evening. I'll be back at it. I've currently got my Braves game. I've got another gripe with DirecTV. I've been looking for the past couple of days and find out this is game two against the Dodgers. And the Braves tonight are seeking the second win in the series. It was currently, when I paused it in there, it was 6-0 in the bottom, or no, the top of the seventh coming up. So I will let you go. I've got the means out there. I may or may not put more. I'm going to look for John in the meeting. And if I can get it off of YouTube, I'll send it to my timeline, my group my groups that I am administrator on, and that will be later on. Then this evening I'm going to get back to work so that I can have a better show tomorrow on Facebook for you. Have a good evening. I thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come listen to me about riding with Biden. And I want you to go down, like, share. If you're new here, you're outside the chat room. Everybody I see here, I do believe, are subscribers. And if you're new here, go down and subscribe and help out this cause. We're here to make sure that we're riding with Biden. And I don't care whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or an independent. It is time to send the orange thing home to prison because that's where he'll be heading if the state of New York gets a hold of his ass when he gets out of the White House. All right. I'll see you later. Have a good evening. And I'm going to enjoy my game. Then I'll get back and start sharing this. I shared to about 4 groups, I believe. So I've got some sharing to do tonight, but you can save me some time on that and share this shit. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Peace. Resist, persist, and insist. Keep calling Congress at 202 224 3121. See you later. Share this shit. Bye bye.